Welcome to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny, that is Sal, and today we're going to be discussing Falcon and Winter Soldier episode... It's 3 on this, Invincible's 4, right?
Right.
Why did they have to do that?
Why did they have to screw us like this?
Why can't they all just be in the same, rotation?
Right? Come on.
So yes, today we're going to be talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 3. Before we get into the actual discussion, I just want to apologize to anybody that I may have offended with my opinions on the cops on black street crime from last time.
Yes.
As a few people that said maybe you guys shouldn't be talking about that kind of thing if you don't know it. I disagree with that. I say that we're allowed to have opinions, but I will say I probably should have articulated what I was trying to say a lot better than just coming out with it.
Right, that's fair.
Because I've experienced my own stuff. I mean, I am a firm believer of, if we can only start talking about things that we have personally experienced, we're going to have a very closed-minded world out there.
Oh. The show is about racial injustice as well. I'm not going to not talk about it if it's an element of the show or if it's a national conversation. So
well, exactly, and that's just it. But I will agree, if we are going to discuss topics like that, maybe we should more articulate or think about how we're going to word it better. I also want to apologize ahead of time. Sal and I are having some issues with the internet while we try to record these for some weird reason. We can't figure out whose side it is. So there may be some weird edits in this as we try to clean that up. And if you're watching live, because we decided to try and do this one live on twitch.tv/comicsorian, there may be some pauses as we correct the streams.
And if there's no hookup, you'll never see this.
Yeah, exactly. I say that because as you started to talk, you hiccuped for 1 second. But we're not out of sync. We're not out of sync, so it's fine.
All right, good. All right, cool.
But yes, so that's basically what I wanted to. I just wanted to address that ahead of time. We will be discussing situations, even if we don't have. That's why we're going to rely on you guys in our comments to tell us your experience. Hey guys, I completely disagree with that opinion, and you're more than welcome to do so. So
yeah,
that's the best freeze frame you've ever had, Sal.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
Am I still frozen?
Nope, you're good. You're drinking Diet Coke.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
So, Falcon Winter Soldier, episode 3. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's because I was tired, because I just did a D&D game after this, but I was not nearly as invested with this episode as I have been with previous episodes.
Really?
Which is weird, because I expected to be really all in on the idea of Zemo and Hydra and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I wasn't nearly as invested.
Wow.
What did you think? What's your overall opinion of it?
Overall, I had a great time. I was looking forward to it. I watched all my other stuff before I watched it. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying Falcon Winter Soldier so much. I'm just gonna save that. Maybe my cherry on top.
Right.
And I feel like it was a reward for me. I dug pretty much everything that happened. I enjoy the character interactions a lot. We got a little bit more, kind of like acting out of Sam and Bucky this time around, because Bucky had to actually become the Winter Soldier a little bit. Sam had to pretend to be somebody else, which was a lot of fun to see. We finally got...
I did like Sam being, what was it, Silent Tiger?
Or Smiling Tiger?
Smiling Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, who's a real character, by the way.
Is he? I didn't know he was. I didn't even bother looking him up.
I don't think I've ever read a comic book with him in it, but he's a real character.
Okay.
We got Sharon Carter, who has been in the opening credits or the closing credits of every episode and yet never appears.
I think that's one thing I want to touch on first off. Why did everyone get a pardon except Sharon Carter, apparently?
I mean,
it's not like she was a villain.
No. It's funny because it reminds me a lot of like the characters that, after a big team book and a creative shift, creators don't want to write about, and so they just kind of like don't address them, but the previous like creative team really cared about that character, so it's just kind of really confusing, or at the very least like insulting. And I kind of like that because it's just her being like, yeah, if people y'all forgot about Sharon Carter, I kissed Steve and now he's my great grand uncle or something.
That's what I mean. Like they couldn't. A comment was, "You all forgot me and I'm still on the run." Why couldn't it be like, "I also got a pardon, but I'm working it off"? Or
I think they wanted to do that.
I hope it plays out, like it pays off at some point more than the MCU forgot me.
I mean, like, they did. But I have a theory about it, and I think it's going to tie in. I think she's not a red herring, but more a harbinger. She's like an avatar for forgotten Marvel characters who would otherwise be thrilled to be in this universe some more.
Right. Okay. Like, we're going to start referencing that on more characters. Like, Sif is going to show up and be like, I have been stuck in the Bifrost.
Right? Like, what? Sif is going to be in Thor 4, or 4. So, I'm looking forward to seeing her kind of, like, address that issue. Hell, Phase 4 could literally just be The Forgotten. And it's just Justin Hammer and Sharon Carter and Sif, and they're all just like, we're going to form a team, and we're going to just punch all the most popular characters. I have a theory about the Power Broker, and I think that, like, the identity of the Power Broker is tied in with Sharon Carter in terms of Sharon Carter's like, yeah, y'all forgot about me. And it's like, the Power Broker's another character we all forgot about.
What if it's Justin Hammer?
Don't tempt me. I want to see Justin Hammer so bad, but I don't want him wasted on the Power Broker.
Why would that be a waste?
He's got to be the bad guy. He's got to be the antagonist of Armor Wars.
Okay, all right. Our chat is a theory that I was going to talk about in a different video, but what about Sharon Carter is the Power Broker?
That would annoy the hell out of me. The last thing I want to see is another one of those "it was me the whole time" reveals. Not interested.
She pulls up the mask and it's just her again. Like, she pulls up a Sharon Carter mask and it's just
Why
Sharon
did I make
Carter.
one of these? I feel like they'd be so lazy for her to be the Power Broker. I'm just like, I'm so uninterested in that theory. I appreciate it, and for a second when she was cavalierly being like, well, we have Monets and all this art, and even though I'm just like this cute white bread character that literally just was like a lapdog at S.H.I.E.L.D. and I did my thing and I kissed Steve and he abandoned me immediately. I also happen to be like a pretty big deal out in Madripoor, and I was like, maybe she's also the Power Broker, but I was like, I hate that idea so much, I just don't want it.
Okay.
I'm just like, no.
All right, maybe we'll make a theory video about the whole idea of how she could be. Maybe we'll come up with that one.
We'll get to our theories, I guess, unless that was your theory for who the Power Broker is.
No, I don't have any theory for who the Power Broker is, just because up to this point, it's almost like a Mephisto situation.
Yes.
We've barely gotten any, like, they've just said the Power Broker. That's all they've said. The only major theory I have is the Freckle Girl. I can't remember her actual name, but like she's actually the Power Broker working at like one of those situations where she created the big bad, but is working with her soldiers kind of a situation.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing that has happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that happening. That seems more in line. I mean, like, realistically, it's probably Sharon or her.
Well, because, like, and this is a point that I had in this episode, I am so tired of them trying to make us care about the Flag Smashers. Right. Like, every scene that they came up with that girl in this particular episode, I'm like,
yeah,
I get it. You want them to appear human. They're still the villains who are blowing everyone up with a cause that is get rid of the powers. You know, like,
it was like,
I'm not gonna care.
I love that moment where it was like the showrunners were like, there were too many scenes where they seem kind of sympathetic. Have her blow up a building full of like people and children.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, this may pay off later in the show, but I just feel like it's unnecessary padding to show us the sensitive side of the Flag Smashers. Yeah. Like, I don't care about the Flag Smashers. They're not important in the comic. You're not making them an important character in this universe. It's not like I'm sitting around being like, oh my God, Flag Smashers. Sal, imagine them in Avengers 4. Like, it's like none of that stuff's happening, you know?
No, I don't see that happening. I mean, as it stands, I was rewatching some of Age of Ultron, and I was like, can you believe they wasted the intro of Age of Ultron on them smashing Baron Strucker? Like, and a bunch of randos in the woods. Like, what a disappointing attack. Like, what a moment. Oh, I mean, it was fun, but, they're never going to do that again. You're never going to see them go like, let's smash the Flag Smashers, or like, let's take on AIM. Like, nope. It's only going to be huge from here on out. By the way, that character's name is Carly Morgenthau.
Okay. Maybe, what's this? I think we said it was 6 episodes for this one?
Yeah, I think it's 6, yes.
Maybe there's going to be some kind of flip, and we're going to have a reason why we're following this character around. Well, I don't understand why this character is getting as much screen time as she is, because she's like, I'm kind of sympathetic, but I blew a building up. And you're just like,
no, you're right.
Why? What? Why do I care?
You're right. That's a good point, because I don't, and we're at the halfway point, and they keep wasting time on this character, so I feel like she's going to be important.
She's got to turn. She's either going to be the power broker. She's going to usurp the power broker to become the power broker towards the end.
Yeah.
Something like that's got it. They got to be building for something. Otherwise, this is going to be such a waste to follow. To make me care about. It's like you said in the last episode. Well, oh God, we had to care about him sacrificing himself, even though he could have totally run away. Like, right?
That's a super soldier now. Now that we know it's not the Infinity Formula. Now that we know it's a hodgepodge super soldier serum that makes it so you don't have to have the Chris Evans exercise regimen in order to have it, because that's really what it is, right? And it's like, the reality is, if we gave everybody the super soldier serum, they'd have to have like an unbelievable physique, and it's just kind of unhealthy and scary, and it takes too long. So like, how about you down it, and you get to have all the strength of Captain America, but you look like yourself.
Yeah,
like fine, but yeah. It's precious. Don't waste bodies. There's only like 20 of them. Come on.
Yeah, well, we established it is 20. You know what I mean? Like that's the number now. We got that in yesterday's episode. And I get that. It's cool. I like what they're doing. I don't know. It feels like I looked at the episode runtime and I saw it was 53 minutes for this third episode. And my first thought was, how much time is wasted on the Flag Smashers? Is there going to finally be a payoff? Or it'd be one thing if the Flag Smashers were doing a terrorist act that gets Falcon and Winter Soldier's attention. But they're doing things and they don't even know about it.
They don't even line up.
Yeah, like they're off in Madripoor and we're like, and by the way, she's blowing up buildings. Okay, well, John Walker's going to show up. Nope.
He missed the boat too. Yeah, that's funny. I'm always like surprised by the Flag Smashers. Like, I don't regard them so much that I didn't even consider them until they show up and she's like, I'm sad, there's my person that I care about. And I'm like, I don't care. All right, I forgot about you. Cut to Sam being funny. Cut to Sam drinking a snake baby shot.
That was funny.
Cut to Zemo cutting up.
So I think I've complained enough. Let's go ahead and move over to talk about the stuff I did enjoy.
Yes.
Sam eating the snake shot, hilarious. Oh, I loved his face. Yep. Anthony Mackie is such a good actor.
He's great.
Because you could tell it was the I need to be tough. I like smiling tiger.
Sell this.
What wouldn't spit this out.
Nope.
Oh.
Do you keep a snake back there just for me?
I was expecting him to, like, the moment the guy walked away, like, bleh. But then the other guy came up, and I'm like, oh, he's going to have to hold it in.
He's going to drink that thing. Yeah. Good stuff. I loved the Zemo reveal. I liked that he immediately... Because when Bucky's like, I got to go talk to Zemo myself, I'm like, he memorized that book. There's no way he's not going to try and activate you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then he does immediately. First thing he says is the trigger words, and he's like, that doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay.
What would you have done if they decided to flip it? Be like, oh, Bucky's under control again.
I would have walked, because I've seen too many movies where that's the case. I'm like, no, I'm not here for Winter Soldier again. Like,
he's a good guy now.
He's a good guy now. I watched 2 movies where an unsympathetic Bucky is like insanely protected by somebody who has no reason to protect them that much. I don't need another one. Sam's like, you're not even my friend, and I got to protect you now? Like, no, I'm not getting dragged into another Captain America sequel where I have to protect Bucky from himself. Like, no, that's over. You've told that story twice. That's enough.
I did like Bucky pretending, like, the way he's acting like the Winter Soldier, because it actually adds a lot of development to his character, because okay, so we know that he knows what he did.
Yeah.
But we don't know if he knows what he did. And I think that this really shows Bucky was aware during that Winter Soldier period. He knows exactly how to act like the Winter Soldier. This isn't like they were mind controlling me, so I didn't know what I was doing, and this is the list of people I've hurt, and I kind of vague memory. No, he knows what he did. Like,
he was there.
That was implied with the first dream. I know that. But him being able to act it as Bucky Barnes, not in a dream, but act as the Winter Soldier, to me was like what solidified. No, he was conscious. He knew what he was doing, and he's aware of what he was doing. And
yeah, no, I loved it. I enjoyed Zemo a lot. He's a lot more charismatic in this one than he was in the last one. I mean, that actor is incredibly charismatic anyway. I'm like, yes, just get people who were in Inglourious Bastards to be in your Marvel movies because they're always so great.
I loved the development we gave Zemo in one episode. Like, Zemo is working with Falcon Winter Soldier, so my complaints for the Flagsmasters versus Zemo are out the window because Zemo's there. He's a part of the team. And I loved, like, the reveal. Like, wait, you're rich? Like,
yeah, well, I'm a baron. I own all this land, and I have all these jets, and I have my purple mask that I left in a vintage car for no reason.
And I loved my wife was watching. She's like, wait, he just got out of prison. They're flying away. I'm like, yeah, well, technically that's on U.S. soil. He just has to leave. Like, Zemo just has to leave. That's all.
Yeah, no. Once I'm gone, like, what are you going to do? Especially if I go to, like, my evil floating island.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, by the way, hooray! I mean, we knew Madripoor was going to be in this, but I'm so glad we got Madripoor. People are already still cramming in X-Men theories because they're like, you know, it appeared at first in New Mutants. I'm like, I know, but, like, Wolverine's not going to be on Madripoor, guys. Like...
You just have Hugh Jackman walking in the background.
They should. Just to boner joke it up again.
Oh, that would be funny. I won't lie. I did a Google search for Madripoor afterwards because I was like, what is this place? And apparently it's based on Singapore, which I find hilarious because I've been to Singapore and they have insane laws everywhere.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't look like Hong Kong on steroids.
No, it doesn't.
Or Coruscant meets Hong Kong.
But it is funny because I did that Google search and the first thing that came up, Madripoor, the X-Men are showing up. Madripoor, the X-Men are here. Madripoor, how it links to Wolverine. Madripoor, the biggest X-Men reveal yet. And I'm like, none of that is accurate.
None of that's going to happen. We're lucky if we get Madripoor in the Black Widow movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which we absolutely, by the way, should have. But yeah. That was a lot of fun. What's up with the monkey logo? I assume it's a Hit Monkey reference, but I keep seeing it everywhere, and I'm like, what's up with the monkeys? Is that the idea that, like, there's a gang called the Hit Monkeys? I don't know. I was just like, it's everywhere, and I'm like, it's a cool logo, but, like, what the hell is this? And no one's referencing it. It just sits there. Anyway.
So, I mean, for me, the episode, I loved the Madripoor stuff. I loved the Bucky and Falcon fighting sequences, as usual. Yes. I loved the reveal of Sharon Carter. I did find this is less of a nitpick or a complaint, but it's more of a just. I loved how Baron Zemo, they're like, all right, I'm running around with Bucky and Winter Soldier. My face is fully revealed. Everyone can see who I am. Time to take out the gun. Like, what did that activate?
You know, it's a little rigid, that mask. Maybe it's like a bulletproof mask or something.
I'll give you that. That makes more sense. Because the moment they ended, he's like, and I'm back. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm an actor. You're not paying for a mask. You're paying for my face. It's like, yeah, I know, Spider-Man. That happens all the time.
Yeah, Spider.
Yeah. Hey, my identity is the most important thing about me. Ha ha!
Spider-Man's got like 5 backup masks just strapped to like a belt, so like when they go flying,
because he keeps losing that thing. Although now that he's got like Stark tech, it just like disappears, like everyone's masks. How'd you like the Wakanda reveal at the end?
Okay, I was actually surprised. I did not. They've made references, but I thought the references were going to be as far as we got to the Wakanda stuff like the White Wolf and how Bucky was on Wakanda. I didn't think that and they even said you're going to make them mad. You're gonna
right,
but I thought that make them mad was going to come back in Black Panther 2. I didn't think it would. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me that it was going to show up here.
Me either. Since they shot this thing like last October, it makes absolute sense they would have done that. You can't fool my wife. I don't know why, but like, you know, when Bucky found all those little like silver balls, and I'm like, what are these cameras? Are they tracking devices? She's like, that's from the Dora Milaje, and I'm like, what? And then she shows up, and I'm like, what?
How did you? I couldn't place it. He found the balls, and he's like, I know you're there. And my head is racking. Like, what MCU character? But they've got all the Captain America cast here. Who else would show up?
Right.
You know,
it's like boom. And that character, by the way, was in all of them. Like, she was.
Is it Okoye? I thought it was Okoye.
It's not Okoye. No, it's I don't remember her name, but she stood up to Black Widow in Civil War. She's the one who's like, get out of my way.
Okay.
Like, she's the one who's like 100 feet tall.
I mean, she gets like a 2-second clip, and I'm just like, I think it's Okoye. And Natalie's like, who? And I'm like, you gotta watch Black Panther.
Right? Yeah. No, it's not. It's not Okoye or Okoye, but it's.
Our chat is saying it's Ayo.
Ayo, thank you. It's Ayo.
Okay.
And she's super fun. I'm glad they didn't just go, let's just get Okoye and put her in the like. No, Ayo's another character. She's really cool. She's in the fight in Infinity War, and I'm excited. There might be more Wakandans showing up in the show.
Do you think? I believe this was filmed before Chadwick passed away.
Yes.
Do you think there's a chance he's gonna pop up at some point?
I think there's like a non-0% chance that he will show up. I am as certain that he will show up as I was that Doctor Strange was going to show up in WandaVision. And as you know, I've been wrong before. But I feel like
that would be a hell of a cameo, dude.
That'd be a hell of a surprise, too.
Like, his last on-screen appearance as Black Panther was actually in Falcon Winter Soldier, and they have kept it quiet the whole time.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I could see that.
Especially knowing it all now. You know what I mean? It's not even like, this came out, and then, no, knowing this would be incredible. Like, he shows up towards the end as like a cameo or just to grab Zemo and drag him to Wakanda, and that's the stinger.
Totally, yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't even need anything else. It could simply be like, it's all over, and Zemo's like, well, I'm going to leave now. And, he shows up, and he's like, no, you're not. That's the...
Yeah, no. Right, it'd be cool if Bucky, Bucky's surprised by Ayo, so it's too bad. It's not like Bucky's like, so what happened was I called Wakanda, and I let them know I'm going to use Zemo, and like at the end of our adventure, go pick him up. Then I'll break Zemo out.
Yeah. I do want to comment on the Bucky line. So hypothetically, if you were to do like explaining how he broke him out.
Yes, I love that because I love not wasting time on heists. If you're going to see a heist, I'd like to see it like explained as it's happening. I like the Ocean's 11 explanation.
Yeah.
Those are always fun. Yeah, I like that a lot. I had no complaints about that. That's the thing, is that this episode was a lot of fun. There was a lot of
fun,
cool
and I feel like I
there.
was just kind of nitpicking on the Flag Smasher thing, but to me, just because
it's fair.
To me, just because we know that we're doing a 6-hour movie, we're not just doing an 1.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just kind of like more aware of padding or hoping for certain things to pay off. I don't know. The MCU making this shift and it not being a Netflix show, it being an MCU show.
Yep.
I don't know if it's like just messing with me mentally and I'm like, no, we don't need that. Cut that. Or maybe it's just because I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League and the first hour could have been cut out entirely. I don't know.
It was a little long. But yes. Yeah, no, I agree. I hear you. Yeah, because it's like, it doesn't need... It was like when the Netflix series were going and it was like, this episode going to be... How many episodes were they? 13?
There was like 9 to 13.
And it's
no,
like,
they were 13 because they always felt like they should have been 9.
And it's like, you could make them 4 if you just really make them great. Like, you don't need a whole episode dedicated to this character.
Yeah.
Just to pad out 13 episodes. So it's like with this... But that's why I like what they're doing right now, because they're like... It seems like they're just embracing the format, but doing whatever they want. But even still, it's like, there's a couple parts we could probably snip. I mean,
it's also probably a learning experience for them. And I mean, this could pay off. My complaints could lead to nothing because it all pays off.
Awesome.
Yeah, it turns. Oh my God, the Flag Smashers. Now it all makes sense.
My favorite villains of all time.
Deadpool shows up. I fought you in the comics.
I'm the power broker. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's interesting because you can see the slight learning experience that the MCU guys are having to try and do this conversion. Totally. I mean, we all liked WandaVision, but there's definitely things in WandaVision that you're like, did you really need 3 whole episodes that led to nowhere and were just sitcoms? Mm-hmm. You could have made that one episode and it still would have been great. But now you had 3 weeks of people being like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, well, the post release viewing of that is going to be like, we could skip the first 3.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And I feel like they're learning some things like that. Like, I feel like with this Falcon Winter Soldier, if this doesn't pay off, they're going to be like, well, yeah, we're trying to pad out all the villains. We're trying to make the villains important. Do we need that, though?
Right. I mean, I do want the villains to matter, and I want them to not be dead by the end of the adventure.
This is it. Zemo's going to die now, finally.
Oh my God, he better not. We just gave him a mask. He's got to get the tiara next. Come on.
And mind control.
Yeah, right? Come on. So you want to hear my theory about who the power broker is?
Okay, who is it?
I think it's Abomination.
That'd be an interesting twist, but I could see it.
It's Blonsky. It's Tim Roth. He's powered down. That's why he's the power broker, because he's super strong. But it's Blonsky, and it's just Tim Roth, and he's like, I moved to Madripoor, and I'm having a baller time, and don't punch me, or I'll turn into a Hulk and kill you.
I mean, I could see it. And then he runs off and fights She-Hulk at her series.
Sure. I mean, it's just in terms of characters y'all forgot about. It'd be fun for it to be like, because Tim Roth is getting older, he's not going to want to run around. He was already old in Incredible Hulk. They were like, you're old, you gotta take this serum. And I think it'd be kind of fun to have it be that kind of callback, because it doesn't matter who the power broker is.
No,
unless you want to make it thematically relevant and be like, it's Sharon. That's what happens when you forget about your friends. Shut up.
I still think it's going to be Sharon or that new girl that you looked up the name of. I don't remember. If it's the new girl that it's building to that intentionally, that makes sense.
That would suck. I'd be so disappointed. I'd be like, and not because I just want it to be an MCU character, but because I'm already not interested. The identity of the power broker is not really that important to me. I don't think it's really relevant to any of the things happening in this movie or show.
What if it's like the aerospace engineer? It's just somebody. Nobody important.
I hope it's not that either, because I'm like, stop referring to characters and then not doing anything with them. But I know they're not going to do anything with Abomination. It's just they're not. So it's like, make it Tim Roth. Have him be like, yeah, I'm in charge. And then you could, because you're saving a lot of money by not having any CG in the last 3 episodes. So you could have Captain America or U.S. Agent and Falcon and Winter Soldier all fighting the Abomination. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I can see that'd be a lot of fun.
Right?
So
anyway.
All right, well, this has been absolutely Marvel and DC, us analyzing and discussing and theorizing on episode 3 of the Falcon Winter Soldier show. Thank you guys for joining us today, and we will see you next week with another Falcon Winter Soldier. Don't forget to stick around here at Absolutely Marvel and DC as we discuss Invincible, Falcon Winter Soldier, Flash, Supergirl, Superman, all the shows, practically all the shows. I mean, we're skipping
all the shows.
I think the only one we're skipping is Batwoman.
Yeah.
And I think it's because no one liked season 1. So why would we get up for season 2?
No. Yeah, unless there's a huge clamoring for it in the comments. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want to see me complain about it, sure.
I doubt it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time right here at Absolutely Marvel and DC.